You would think that after over a decade of Disney Star Wars, they might stop promoting things based off diversity and representation and the first this and the first that, because quite frankly, we've seen it all already in Star Wars, even from just Disney Star Wars in the last decade. But that is not stopping Lucasfilm. Disney Star Wars, the only way they know how to sell something is to tell you how many women are in it, or how many people of color, or how many oppressed people are in it. And coming fresh off the big news about The Acolyte casting the first transgender person in Star Wars, we have Lucasfilm once again trying to convince people to go and watch the Ahsoka series by saying, hey, you know what, guys? This female-led cast is making Star Wars history. This is what it's all about. This is why these characters are popular. It's because they're women, and there aren't a lot of good female Star Wars characters. That's actually what they've decided to do. That's how they've decided to promote this show. Ahsoka producer announces 3 biggest Rebels characters in new Disney Plus show. And of course, you've got Ahsoka, you've got Hera, and you've got Sabine. Rosario Dawson is now making a very bold claim about some of these characters. Rosario Dawson claims people like Ahsoka, Hera, and Sabine, quote, because they had been so prominently female representation in a space that we don't really see women like that. Oh, really? Guess we hadn't seen that in Star Wars before. Star Wars Rebels. That was just such a groundbreaking thing. They broke through the glass ceiling. Never had we ever seen a powerful Star Wars character before that was a woman. But I guess this changes everything. Does it ever get tiresome from Lucasfilm by using the same exact thing to promote everything that they do? Every single show, every single movie. It's always about representation. It's always the first person of this color, or with this genitalia in a Star Wars show or movie. They're doing it again for Ahsoka. They can't just say, hey guys, we have some incredible characters. I think you're really going to enjoy the journey that Sabine Wren went on from when she was introduced in Rebels to where she is now. No, it's about her genitals. Rosario Dawson's leading the charge with the identity politics promotion. In a recent interview alongside the series producer Carrie Beck with Total Film, Dawson shared why she believes viewers like the characters of Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hera. Dawson's comments came after Beck confirmed the show will center on 3 characters, telling the outlet the show is about a Jedi, a warrior, and a general. Beck added, these characters are defined by their roles and responsibilities to each other and the galaxy. Dawson would dive into the promotion of the series with identity politics, remarking, when you watch the 15 years of Ahsoka's journey in animation, and it took me a second to even appreciate how many women were on the show. Now, I do want to make a point, because when it comes to right here in the article itself, it's specifically talking about Rebels, right? It's specifically talking about Rebels is where she's making that connection. And then she says, that was so much George Lucas. And then it was Dave Filoni. Let's make it clear. George Lucas had nothing to do with Rebels at all in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to make that very fucking crystal clear. But anyway, here's what she says. It took me a second to appreciate how many women were on the show. And that was Dave's proclivity. That was George Lucas's proclivity. She added, and now we see it continue with Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy. It's really quite beautiful. Rosario Dawson, I guess, didn't get the talking points that Kathleen Kennedy's been fired for the 18,000th time while thanking her in production for the Ahsoka series. From there, she explained why she believes viewers like the 3 characters, claiming it has everything to do with their sex. I think it's actually one of the reasons why people have loved Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hera's journey all this time, because they had been so prominent as female representation in a space where we don't get to see women be like that, to be leaders, to be finicky, to be headstrong, to be stubborn, and to see how different they are, how well they come together as a chosen family. Yeah. We'd never seen any powerful women before Star Wars Rebels. Never in Star Wars. Not once. Not a single time. Not a single time did a character like, I don't know, Princess Leia be headstrong or finicky or be a leader or be stubborn or anything like that. And of course, all you got to do is go to the Star Wars Expanded Universe, and I could fill up notebooks full of all the different characters that would fit those descriptions who were female. But it wasn't until these characters. And the only reason people like them, not because of who they are, not because who they are as characters or what they've done or their motivations. No, because they're women in a space where we didn't have a lot of women to look at like that. Are you saying they're not as good as characters, but they happen to be women, so that's a great thing? I don't know, but I do know there's just more of the same when it comes to Star Wars. that regardless of what this show is going to do or not going to do, that it's being promoted exactly the same way that we've seen with everything related to Disney Star Wars over the past several years. A lot of people know how I feel about Dave Filoni, even though a lot of people tout him as the savior of Star Wars. I've always been a big critic of Dave Filoni. I think I'm probably going to despise the Ahsoka series. No idea how it's going to do, no idea how it's going to be received, but one thing's for sure. It still is all about women in Star Wars, and the Force is absolutely still female, at least at Lucasfilm.